again, everybody. Um, so I've been working as a criminal defense attorney here in New Orleans for over 15 years, and in that time I've certainly handled my share of Mardi Gras party-related arrests. And I'm just here to share a little bit of my experience with you, give you some practical tips about the kinds of things that over the 15 years that I've been doing this, I've seen most people getting arrested for at Mardi Gras. Maybe try to give you an idea of how to avoid it for yourself. Of course, the number one offender is the sort of dual charge of public intoxication and disturbing the peace. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, wait a minute, it's Mardi Gras. I thought everybody in public was intoxicated. Well, many cases that's true. And just being drunk in the French Quarter or downtown New Orleans is not enough to get you arrested over Mardi Gras. So don't worry about that. Come down, have a good time, have a few cocktails, and don't worry that you're going to be arrested just because you've had a few too many drinks and you're walking around. Kinds of things that are going to get you arrested for public intoxication are sort of going above and beyond that sort of protocol of intoxication down here. Don't do things that are ruining other people's good time. Don't get up in people's personal space. Don't be a jerk. Don't cause a scene. Don't start getting loud and silly and crazy, drawing attention to yourself. The second thing is generally falls under the heading of what the police classify as lewd conduct. That can be one of two things. Number one, it can be exposing yourself in public, and number two, it can be using the bathroom in public. You're going to find a lot of times that you need to use the bathroom. You're in the French Quarter, you're downtown, you can't find a public restroom handy, and you're going to think that you can sneak around somewhere and relieve yourself on the side of a building somewhere. Don't do that. I've seen so many people get arrested for that. It's just remarkable. Take the time, plan ahead, find a spot where you're going to be able to use the bathroom. Take advantage of some of the portalettes that are around there, and don't use the bathroom in public. And the other way to get arrested for lewd conduct is by exposing yourself. Now, everybody's heard the stories of women pulling up their shirts and exposing themselves, and I'm sure people are thinking, wait a minute, did every single one of those girls in the Girls Gone Wild video get arrested for lewd conduct? Well, no, and unfortunately it's a bit of a sexist scenario here, or maybe not so unfortunately. I suppose some people would disagree with me, but if you are a woman and you're going to flash somebody for beads or whatever, you're probably going to be able to get away with that. If, however, you are a guy and you think that you want to be the guy who's going to expose himself, and I'm not talking about taking your shirt off here, guys, I'm talking about pulling your pants down. If you think you're going to be that guy and get away with it, I can promise you that you're not. If you're a guy and you start exposing your genitals at Mardi Gras, in the French Quarter, in a crowd, you're probably going to get arrested. The third thing, and this is the one that a lot of people aren't aware of, but it just happens. It happens a lot. Animal cruelty, which is generally charged for petting a police horse. There are a lot of police horses in the French Quarter around Mardi Gras. You're going to see that when you come down here. They're there for crowd control, for security. Sweet horses, a lot of people walk up. I mean, the police, if you ask, will let you pet the horse on the nose. But what you don't want to do is kind of walk past the horse and kind of, slap it on the butt or pat it in some way where the officer doesn't see what you're doing and doesn't explicitly approve of you doing it. My suggestion, ask for permission to pet the horse. If the police officer gives you permission to pet the horse, fine. Don't just walk up and start touching or petting the police horses. I have probably handled well over 50 animal cruelty cases that involved exactly that. Be careful, have a good time, hopefully take some of this advice to heart, and you won't need to call me when you're down here. But if you do, I'm available. My number's on the screen, as is my web address. Look me up if you need to. Thanks a lot. Have a good time.